Hi everyone, so I wanted to make another video today, and it's important. So this is also going to kind of go with the video that was requested of me online. It's going to deal with medication and stigma. So as the quick synopsis, as some of you know, I don't know if you're just kind of watching, I attempted suicide back in November. I was hospitalized and placed on medication. The medication was Lexapro, along with some other things, but the main one I want to focus on is Lexapro. It's an antidepressant. It also helps with anxiety. And in December, shortly after I had gotten out, about maybe 3 weeks, not even, so for the total I was on this medication for about a month, and I had already realized how helpful it was. I started to feel more motivated to get out of bed. My anxiety was still pretty bad, but it was manageable. After my boyfriend and I had split, I had become worse with taking my medicine. I had become really neglectful of it. I didn't want to take it. I was in a full-blown self-destruction of, I don't need medicine. I don't want that. I don't want drugs. I don't want to, I'm not crazy. I don't want to take anything like that's poison, big pharma, blah, 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 like that whole deal. And as much as I believe that things can be overprescribed, and I believe that that there is such a thing as the big farm world, I think the big difference is when it comes to psych meds, specifically an antidepressant or an antipsychotic. So I had just cut off it clean, which you never fucking do, FYI. Just don't do that. It can just raise a whole bunch of risks and possible complications. But this past week, I've noticed myself change a little bit. I've definitely been healing in this breakup. I have definitely been having more control over my moods. But somehow, just something this week, it's not that I feel more depressed or more anxious. It's like I'm more aware that it is okay to be on medication. Sometimes your anxiety is too much to deal with, and that's okay. Sometimes your depression is too much to deal with, and that's okay. Sometimes you hear voices, and that's okay. Sometimes you want to hurt yourself, and that's okay. Not saying that these feelings and actions are okay, but you being able to recognize of, hey, man, I'm not okay, is okay. It is okay to admit that you don't feel safe. It is okay to admit that you need help. It is okay to admit that you take medicine, because people don't get mad when you're on a baby aspirin to prevent a heart attack. People shouldn't be mad at me to be on Lexapro to prevent worsening depression. It is okay to not be okay and say that out loud. It's going to help end that stigma of you're just all doped up on drugs, like people have it worse than you, just get out of bed, like why can't you do this? And this is part of the requested video about when people say, what do you say back to someone that they say, hey, someone has it worse out than you, like why just snap out of it? And I mean, honestly, it's true. I was never sexually or physically abused as a child. People have been. That's worse than what I went through. I was never addicted to any heavy IV drugs, and people have fought addiction, and that's worse than what I've been through. People have been abandoned. People have been hurt. People have been starving, and you know, that is awful. And I am so sorry that people have experienced the evil in this world, but because my experiences in life haven't been as traumatic as yours, doesn't mean my own personal battles are not as validated as yours. Because you don't live with me, you don't hear her in my head, you don't feel how I feel. You cannot experience what I experience. You do not have the right to tell me what I'm feeling is not okay. And you know, honestly, what are you doing for those people that have it worse than me? Is that what you're saying to someone else? Someone that is, let's take someone's molested as a child, and you say, get over it. Someone has it worse than you. And your example will be that this person was raped twice. Like, it's still traumatic events for everyone. You can't devaluate someone based on someone else's experience and trauma. Because if you're telling one person, get over it, it's not that bad, you might as well be saying that to just everyone. Because if my feelings don't matter to you, then the person that's had it worse than me, those feelings don't matter to you either. So your argument is completely fucking invalid. So just shut up. So, yeah, kind of just went on a little rant there. So I went to the pharmacy, and I got my medicine. And I just keep thinking, it's just a pill. It's just a pill, and it's going to help me feel better. It's going to help me get out of bed. It's going to help me not want to cut myself. It's going to help me keep my meals down. It's going to help me learn into the process of loving myself. This is not an enabler. This is a tool. This is not a crutch. This is a tool. And so, you know, it's a pill. It's just a pill. That's it. Super simple. Every day you take your medicine, you say fuck you to mental illness. You say fuck you to people that have bullied and hurt you because of it. You say fuck you to those people have it worse. You say fuck you to stigma, and you fight for yourself. Take your medicine. Embrace it. Think of it of baby aspirin. You don't want to have a heart attack. You don't want to suffer anymore. And anyone that boos you for that can go fuck themselves. I'm going to also just enjoy my incredible jug of orange juice. So, fuck you. Fuck you.